Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to descale your Mr. Coffee iced teapot, or the newer version, the iced tea and iced coffee maker. So according to the manufacturer's instructions, these should be descaled every 40 brew cycles if you have hard water, or every 80 brew cycles if you have soft water. So you're going to need distilled white vinegar. You can get this at Walmart, $1.50 for 64 fluid ounces. So the first thing it's going to say is put 1 quart of undiluted white household vinegar into the water reservoir. Now 1 quart is 4 cups. So I've got this measuring cup. I'm going to put 4 cups. So this is the pure vinegar. Now I could just pour this measuring cup into the machine, but I want to show you, in case you don't have a measuring cup, I'm going to pour it into the water reservoir. That way we'll show you approximately where you need to fill it up to. Okay, so there's 4 cups. So it's just below the add water line. Okay, so we're going to take those 4 cups of pure vinegar, and now we're going to pour it right into the water reservoir. Now, vinegar does stink when it brews through a coffee maker. Now, the reason we're using vinegar is there's a heating element inside here, and hard water, mineral deposits will build up on it. So if your tea is not tasting as good, if it's not as hot, or if your tea maker is starting to get really loud and taking a long time to brew tea, those are all signs that it's time to descale your tea maker. So then step 2 says to place 1 tray of ice cubes in the pitcher. Well, we normally don't have trays anymore, but just put some ice in the bottom of the pitcher. They just don't want the hot water. They want to kind of cool it down, or the hot vinegar to kind of cool down as it's being brewed in there. So just put some ice in. It doesn't have to be a bunch of ice. So now we're going to put the stepping basket. So we're not going to put any tea leaves in here or anything. Leave this empty. Put this on. Put this in here like you were going to brew tea. Now the reason I'm showing you on this one's identical. This one just has, this is an older one that was really popular, and it's just got this little lever. You got to make sure this little lever is held open. What that is, that lets the tea come out of the bottom. So when we do the descaling on this one, make sure that that's going to stay open the entire time. This newer version doesn't have that lever. So the same holds true over here. You would put the same amount of vinegar in here and ice down the bottom. So we got ice. I've got the stepping basket on. I've got it positioned correctly. The vinegar is in here. I've got my unit plugged in. I'm just going to do a brew now. Just hit the brew button. And what this is going to do, this is going to brew that vinegar through the heating element. So again, make sure you got a little bit of ventilation. This will start to stink after a while. That when you run that vinegar through there, it's heating it up, and you'll get some steam coming out of there with vinegar smell on it. Now when we're all done, we're going to throw that vinegar away. We're going to wash this all out with soap and water. And then we're going to do 3 fresh water rinses. So you need to give yourself about a half hour to 45 minutes to descale your Mr. Coffee tea maker. Okay, so we're just about done brewing the vinegar through. The machine will shut off automatically when it's done. And then we're going to throw away this vinegar when it's all done. Okay, so it's finished. Again, we're going to have to wash this out. That's got vinegar on it. We're going to get all the smell and taste out of this. We're going to throw this vinegar away. And then we're going to wash this out with soap and water. Okay, so I washed everything. Now I've got this. This is all clean. I filled this up with fresh water to the water line. And now we're going to dump just fresh water into the reservoir. Make sure the unit's unplugged. Okay. Now I'm going to put this back on. Again, this is all nice and clean. We've got the same with the lid, all nice and clean. Okay, so now turn it on again. The light comes on. This is called a fresh water rinse. That's fresh water in there. It's going to now clean the inside of the heating element, get rid of all the vinegar taste and odor. Now you need to do this at least 2 or 3 times. If your vinegar taste still lingers, keep rinsing it with water, but usually 2 or 3 times will do the trick. And again, I'm out of ice because I've been doing so much brewing tea that you want to put some ice in the bottom of this so that hot water is not impacting this plastic, so it does get cooled down a little bit. So each time you brew the fresh water, do put a little bit of ice in there. Like I said, I'm just out of ice right now. If you're out of ice, you can substitute cold water so that you don't have pure hot water on the bottom. And again, this holds true for over here. To descale, this one is the exact same way. And then when you're all done, just give everything one more final wash, and then you're ready to go. I also have a detailed video on how to make tea with both of these tea makers. Thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like and subscribe.